Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So a little bit different, right? No boats around here right now. This is actually back on our new property that I mentioned to you guys about. And so where we are out here, we have just over 21 acres of property, which is kind of nice. Most of it's probably just bush. We have 10 acres that have trail on it, and then 10 acres that's still pure bush that I haven't even walked. Well, I've walked through it, but that's about it. It's pretty thick stuff. So this is just kind of something, a little bit of a hobby that I've been doing. And we have a couple families of deer out here on the property. So just going to bring you with me here this morning when I go out on my feeding run, and just kind of give you an idea of where we are and you know what where we call home right now. And anyways, let's pack up and give it a try. Okay, so here we are. So this is about halfway through the trail that we just came around on, and you can see here behind me I have a homemade deer feeder, and I got a protein block over here that you guys can't see. They've been chewing on that, so I come back to this one. I have been every second day, and I got a trail cam set up here as well, and we have two nice bucks that come in here, 6-pointer, and then I think like a little 3-pointer or something like that comes in. And the rest of the families, the does will be in with the young ones and everything else most of the time, but the bucks do come in from time to time, and I do have that on trail cam. I'm going to see if I can get some of those photos and maybe incorporate that into this video. And I don't even know if this video is going to make it out, for the fact that I'm using the GoPro up here, and I'm also using my normal recording camera, and then I don't have my phone with me, so I won't be recording on that. So it's just going to be a challenge for me to take information from 2 video chips and put it together, because I haven't done that yet. And so we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Anyways, so here we are. I'm going to get to feeding the deer here, and I can go over the feeder as well, in case you guys are interested in building one. So anyways, here we are, and this is basically made out of 4-inch ABS, and I'll go over this here shortly with you once I get the lid off here. So there we go. And basically what this is I bought a 12-foot chunk of ABS. I didn't know really how many feeders I was going to build and whatnot, so I bought a 12-foot chunk because that's all I could get. And then I just bought enough supplies to build one. I figured if that one works, I'm going to build another. So anyways, I cut a 3-foot piece of ABS pipe. That way I could build 4 feeders if I want. And then I had to cut a piece off for down here. So down here is we just have a filler piece of ABS, and we have a bottom cap. And then right here we have a Y, and then that attaches to the rest of the ABS. I put a fitting on here so I can put a screw top on, and this works really slick. Haven't had a problem with this icing up or anything lately. So, you know, it's working well. All I did was take a ratchet strap, strapped it to the tree so it's removable. No damage to the tree or nothing like that. The only thing that I did down here, and yeah, you can kind of see here on the camera, is I have it sitting on a block. So that's the only thing I had to do, was I screwed in a block to the tree just to get some height off the ground. mostly for snowfall, just so I didn't have to worry about it cleaning out. Probably makes it a little bit easier for the deer to feed. And other than that, it works pretty slick. So I come back here with my feed. Like I say, every 2 days I fill this up. And they go through this now. When I first started, it was every second day I'd have to come back to fill. They clean this out daily. And because of what I'm feeding them, and if I'm able to show you pictures of the deer, they're extremely healthy. And they were extremely healthy before I even started feeding them. We're surrounded by farm out here, and I'm not sure if there's other people that are feeding, quite possibly, but they are very good, healthy deer. So lots of food out there for them, but we're mainly doing this, you know, obviously we want to keep them around, so this is why we're doing it. We want to show the kids, you know, a little bit of nature and whatever else. And we have another feeder up closer to the house so we can actually watch them from the house, and that one I fill every day just to keep them around the house and whatnot. The dogs, you know, they haven't chased them yet. They're pretty good, and the deer are getting used to being around the dogs, so they don't mingle, but you know, they sit down and watch them too, which is pretty cool. So anyways, going to get to filling this, and we'll go from there. So the nice thing about this whole design is whenever you need to put your cap, just throw that right there, and then you can fill her up. And all I'm using here is an old screw container, and this works actually pretty good. If you fill this right to the top, it takes 5 of these to fill, and I'm not sure how much in weight. This is a 50-pound bag when it's full. You know, this bag lasts me anywhere from, you know, 4 days to a week, basically. And, you know, depending on how much you want to feed them. But again, we don't want to overfeed them on this because they are getting food from somewhere else. And we don't want to disrupt that. We don't want to become their sole supply of food, right? Because this hobby could get expensive. And these aren't right full containers, so it's going to take a little bit more than 5 here. And there we go. We're full to the top. Now another thing, how do I know my deer, or not my deer, but the deer that we have are so well fed? Normally you would put out apples, apple peels, you know, carrots, stuff like that, fresh vegetables, you know, scraps, stuff like that. These deer are that picky that they rarely even touch that. They will take the grain over the fresh fruit and vegetables any day. There is a runt in the whole group, and he has a hard time getting to the feeder. But he'll usually come around for scraps later on in the day. And but he will, if we have fresh stuff out for them, he will try to get to the feeder first, and if he can't, he'll come around and he'll feed on the fresh stuff that we have out there for them. So I think he's getting the better end of the deal personally, but anyways, they're not stupid. And forgive me here, if there's any information that you guys want to share, by all means. This is all new to me. This is kind of learn as you go, and I said that in one of my previous videos here. It's been a complete learning curve for me, you know, since we moved in. And this is just something new that I wanted to tackle, and just to see if we had any deer in the area, and you know, for sure we do. And then just wanted to check and see what else we have in the bush. And we know we have bunnies. Haven't seen any yet, but lots of bunny tracks, lots of bunny trails, so they're around. Squirrels, I mean, we have them, but there's not a whole bunch of them. And lots of birds in the area. You know, you can hear them. We're trying to feed them right now too. I don't think the previous owners had fed them, so we're trying to get them accustomed to getting fed here as well. So anyways, that's that for doing this feeder. So we got to hop back on the bike here and go back and do the one at the house. Oh, and just another thing here, I guess, before I shut off the camera, if you notice kind of over here on the left side of the camera, that's the protein block that I have out for them. And they will not, that obviously they have been quite a bit here lately when this food's not available. So they do have a protein block that they can chew on as well. And then at the house, I have a salt lick for them, basically, but they haven't touched that yet. So that's been out for a few weeks and they have no interest. So, you know, is what it is, I guess. Alright, so here we are. We're back at the second feeder here, and this is the one closest to the house. Now, I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out and whatnot, and if it gets posted, but the downside to living where we live is we are on a major road, and it's technically a highway, and like it's a provincial highway basically, but it's not like a busy highway basically. But it does connect a lot of little towns along the way from here, basically down towards southern Ontario, and we're right at the end of it. And the downside is that the house is, you know, built beside the highway, and I'm not sure if you can hear the background noise, but there's traffic going by right now. So good and bad to that. The good side is, I had mentioned to you that my wife's running her business out of here. So it's good for her clients because we're on a main road and it's always plowed and it's accessible and easy to get to. The downside to it is you always have that background road noise. And once you get back into the bush, it's very, very minimal. But when you're out here, sometimes it gets annoying. So, you know, pros and cons of it all. We kind of knew this coming in here, that we were going to have that bit of an issue, but, you know, depending on where everything takes us down the road here and whatever else, you know, I think we can make it work into our favor. You know, the good side to it all is that you don't really you don't sleep in that much because you know, the traffic in the morning kind of wakes you up a little bit, and for the most part, I've got to say 80% of the time you don't even notice the traffic. But what you do notice, and it gets friggin' annoying as heck, is a lot of the big trucks, and most of them are actually fairly quiet. You don't even notice that they're going by. But some of them are still these old style trucks, and I mean, they are loud. And especially whenever they're gearing up to come up the hill, because we're on top of a hill here, or when they're downshifting to turn onto another road down the road here, it can get loud. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And then you always have the idiots out there with their loud exhaust, and you know, they gotta make sure that you hear them. So yeah. Anyways, not going to go there with that. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of, you know, where we are and what we're up to out here, and why things have been so busy. I was going to
incorporate the wood furnace into the video here today, but I got home late last night from the shop because I had video upload problems. And anyways, I fired it up early last night, earlier than normal. And then this morning I had getting cameras ready and all this other stuff, and I was late getting out. So usually I try to do a 12-hour burn in between, but I think this time she had almost a 14 or 15-hour burn, so it had to get fired up relatively quick before the fire went out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and it's a little bit different than what we're used to right now. But again, I said I didn't know exactly how I was going to incorporate everything into the channel, but maybe this is something that you guys like, and we can throw a little bit of this in every now and then. So anyways, hopefully this all works out for me, and I can get this posted. And by all means, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like everything. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.